Hi there, I'm Andy. This is Ruby here. About 2 years ago, bought these snow chains for our last van, and we got them from a Mr. Bricolage superstore in France near the Alps. 1 hour later, we were halfway up a mountain. Snow is laying on the road. There's tons of traffic at rush hour, approaching 5 o'clock, and it was getting dark, and I had to put these snow chains on. And I tell you what, that was a very stressful experience. So I've learned by that. This time, now we've got another van, and I've bought some new snow chains to fit this one, because unfortunately these snow chains aren't big enough. Bought some new snow chains, so even though it's August, I'm going to try and fit them now, make sure that they are a proper fit and I can get them on without too much hassle, and I'll show you how. So really, for the €70 or so that I paid for these snow chains, that was an investment that paid off within an hour, because otherwise we would have been in serious trouble with the law or having an accident. But there was a double payoff with these snow chains as well, because about a week later we drove into a field in the dark, and like camper vans do, they get stuck so easily even when it's not deep mud. So with no other alternative, we had to put these snow chains on, and it actually did get us out of a sticky situation in the mud. But in view of the fact that we've got even bigger motorhome now, which is 4¼ tons, just decided to invest in these waffle boards here. So these fit rather nicely in the compartment underneath the floor, and I'm hoping that if we do get stuck in any mud, if we're parked on these, we can get out of the mud and we can use them as runners on the front wheel drive to carry on getting out of any field or muddy situation that we're in. And we're going to a music festival in 2 weeks, so the likelihood of mud is probably very high. These GRP waffle boards come in different sizes, different lengths, different widths, and different thicknesses. We've only opted for 25mm thick, but we're not planning on using it for bridging or anything, so we'll have to wait and see whether it holds out. But I think it's fairly flexible and pretty strong, so we'll see what happens. And the thicker you get, the heavier they get, obviously, so we wanted to try and keep the weight down as well. Did a fair bit of searching around in the market, and eventually found a firm in Haverhill called Fibergrid, and they seem to be the best in terms of low price. But low price isn't always the best, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. So hopefully the main thing about these waffle boards is that we won't have to use them that frequently as sand ladders, but they'll give us the confidence that we can go on to off-road situations without so much fear of getting bogged down and stuck. And the great thing is that in our Carthago here, you can see just underneath the floor there's a really good space for them, and all 4 of the boards slide into this little space here perfectly. I like that. So as far as shopping around for these snow chains goes, buying them in August was a little bit odd, really. There's quite a few second-hand ones on eBay. It's worth having a look to see if anyone's got the size that fits your own vehicle. I was going to buy some cheap unbranded snow chains, which are only about £40, which seem to be too good to be true, really, because I've been put off by the cost of these Konig XG12 Pros and other branded ones, which were coming in at between, well, about £100 and £170 in some places. So when I found these ones at £60 plus £16 postage, I thought I was on to winner. But we've got to make sure they fit yet and see if I can get them on easily enough. Okay, so these are ideal conditions to fit your snow chains. In reality, it's probably going to be freezing cold, half dark, and really miserable. It's really important to have a good pair of gloves with you, because the snow chains are going to feel cold on your sweet little fingers. I said this is ideal conditions, but Alison's only agreed to do this filming for 2 minutes, so let's see if I can do it in that time. First of all, you thread this blue bit around the back of the wheels, and the worry is I'm not going to have enough clearance around the wheel arches on this sort of vehicle. It's going around the back here. It's pretty dark under that wheel arch. There, that's done. Have the Konig sign at the top here. It's not going very well. Ah, I've got the bits. So these two red bits clip together here. Got a bit of a problem that this red bit here is not really reaching. We've got this on, managed to get this tightened up here. That goes through there. Oh, this is not like in the manufacturer's videos where it's so simple, but then pull this out. I think that's how it goes. It's not on that great, but we now have to drive it forward slightly so it does some self-tensioning. Just go and do that. Yeah, I actually think that's looking all right. I didn't think they were going to fit on at one point because there's so much chain getting stuck underneath, but that all seems to have gone okay. Now the next stage is, let's see how easy they are to take off. Lost the help of my chief cameraman, but let's see what they're like to take off now. So, undo the tensioner, undo that ratchet, comes out there, so undo that. Man. And then we're going to find the hook on the wire at the back. Yeah, I can see it because we've got the Koenig sign at the top, so that makes it easier. That's it, it's unhooked. So that's that. Now I can't pull it out because I just got to drive back a foot or so. There we are, that snow chain's fitted and taken off of our Carthago. We're ready to go now. Thanks very much for watching, and bye bye for now.